Welcome back to Token Talk. This is Thomas Price. We're back, folks. On the left over here is Tario Moore.
AKA the most melanated.
On the right over here is Darren Williams.
Why I gotta be Darren, bro? It's Darius.
According to the emails.
Hey, you interrupting my kneeling during our anthem right now. Just chill out.
We're back in this place. We want to get into some things that have been going on in our lives in the last couple of weeks since we've been away.
And if Thomas sound different, it's because he had a makeover and now he's trying to figure out who he is again.
We trying to figure out who he is too. He looks like a whole new person. Thomas, what's going on over here?
I've lost my identity. I don't know. I mean, you may hear it in my voice.
You like the weekend after you came out of rehab.
Dude, I mean, so I mean, this is a podcast. They can't see him, but we can, and we do our best to describe him to our audience and to the Please Sketch artists. So my man got this haircut, right? I mean, it's like a big chop, right?
Yeah,
big chop.
He said he was going natural, so.
Yeah. I can smell the can too from over here. It looks good though, bro. It looks good.
Yeah. Why you change up your hair, Thomas?
What happened? Something fell out. You just had to.
This is all very upsetting. This was not intended.
Mm-hmm.
I had a mishap with a stylist, aka terrible human being.
Ooh. Drop a name.
Yeah.
First of all, what does a stylist do in her day job though?
In the daytime, she runs a school. So
she a stylist / teacher. Like, how was this working?
She's not really a stylist. I mean, she went to hair school, but
that counts.
Wait, did she finish her school?
Did she finish your hair? Here's the thing. We here with you, brother. I mean, it looks great to me, right?
Looks good.
Okay, all right. Let's just get this out of the way, okay? So what happened was, I have been having this certain hairstyle. Y'all see it. Y'all know it's the logo.
Smell it too.
And it was going really well. But the problem was when I would sleep and wake up, the back of my head was flat. And as you know, you can't have a flat head in the back.
Afro daddy.
That's exactly what I did.
It's flat on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Zerka Badu, y'all didn't know.
And I picked it out, and I was picking it out. But what I didn't realize was every time I picked my hair, I was pulling that new growth to the top. So it got to the point where people at work were like, hey, no disrespect, but what's going on up there?
You tell them none of your damn business, or?
In the beginning I did, but then it was just like a reoccurring theme every week. So I promised, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get it done. I need to get the back twisted a little bit just so I can get it.
Just the back?
I mean, to me, that was the only concern, the back. But it wasn't a concern of mine because when I look in the mirror, I don't see the back.
Okay.
I was doing this for other people, so they could be happy.
Okay. Interesting.
So I made a phone call. My girl, she was my girl. She ain't my girl no more. She was a friend of mine.
You disowned her completely because of your hair.
Right. So she was like, come on through. I'll hook it up. She told me how much. I was like, cool. So I get over there and I'm, just sitting in the back waiting.
Yeah.
And
how long did you wait, first off?
About 5-10 minutes. You know how it is.
How many hairs she had for the shop?
Well, see, I guess it wasn't a real.
Wasn't no shop.
He said 5-10 minutes. So that wasn't magazines and nothing. No old source magazines.
She was just waiting on the parent to go pick her child up.
So I can do this real quick. Let's go.
Right. So she, we talked about it. I showed her some photos of how I wanted it, the intent, and she was like, "Oh yeah, let's check it out." We talked for 25 minutes, fellas. Like 25 minutes about pre-discussion about how this was going to go.
Okay.
And she was like, all right, let's do it. I asked if I could hold a mirror up at the same time, so I can see what you're doing so we can, be on the same page. And apparently barbers and stylists don't like that.
Yeah, you want to watch them you want to watch me do my job?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, doctor, look, I know you want to put me to sleep, but let me just keep me one eye open so I can see what you're doing down there. I just want to see what's going on.
I don't see a problem with that, but apparently that's taboo. So I was like, whatever. So she started trimming a little bit here and there, and I knew she was going to trim it to shape it, and I was cool with that. I told her the important part was the top. Well, we got to talking, and at one point she asked me, she said, you got some that are really locked in back here, and they're longer than they need to be. And I can't comb this out. And I was like, well, you know what? Trim the ones that you need to trim to shape it up. She's like, cool.
She was like, all of it. Ah.
Next thing you know, she talking about, Maddie, like, oh, hey, when's the last time you spent time with your kids? Blah, blah. Like, oh, yeah. Talking about how terrible all her family is. All right, so just so y'all know, we're talking about my sister-in-law. She a Brown.
It was very premeditated. She knew she was going to get you one day.
She was like, you know what?
I'm going to get you
back.
sucker.
Everything done to me, already done to you.
I mean, these Browns,
Like
they're so inconvenient. They can inconvenience me all my life. But here we go. This is the last time it's ever going to happen, so I think.
I feel like you showed a picture, like, let me get that, like, postgraduate, like, woke king, shea butter, Nubian queen, commanding type hairstyle. And I feel like that's what you got right now.
This is
My
not
third eye always open.
That's not what I asked for.
Okay. That's not what you asked for. Okay.
So,
I feel like you asked for, I want that Lenny Kravitz.
Okay,
like,
now
going
you
through
talking.
my experimental phase, but like right before, like I got picked up on the other side of the entertainment.
I think you're overthinking. I think he just walked in and was like, I need something that's really low maintenance. Like,
Oh.
just gonna be something I can wake up and comb and go.
But
none
that's a
of that
fade
is
now.
true. None of that is true.
But now you have a fade, and so you got to keep it up. You got a hairline, which I didn't notice before. So I mean, that's gonna be work.
I shouldn't have these hairlines. So she's cutting, and by the time I got to realizing, oh, she's been cutting for a minute, I'm touching my head. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, where's all my hair? So it happened just like that. And she's like, you want to see a mirror to see it? I like, no, I never want to see a mirror again. I want to run out of here screaming. By the way, your children are not my nephews anymore.
Oh my
nieces.
God.
I don't love anybody in this room. I hate everybody. I hate everything.
Yeah,
I'm going
full
home.
breakdown.
I had a breakdown. No lie.
So here's the thing. So I mean, I Snapchatted your photo not long ago, and I got a couple messages here. Today, and let's see what they say. One of them says, "Wow, he went from whatever to daddy-ish." So
okay.
That's, they like that.
What the hell does that mean?
That's a term of endearment.
Yeah, it's
Daddy-ish?
Daddy. If daddy's better than zaddy.
Yeah, daddy's like level 2. You want to be daddy-ish, like
Yeah.
like they can call you.
Okay,
I
that
know it's
makes-
kind of weird because you are a father, but
That makes no sense.
And then somebody said, "Who that?" with the eye emojis.
See
Okay,
that?
Okay, you know what I'm
Oh, is that
saying?
what that means? The little eyes? When
Yeah,
they
they
look?
trying to peek
They trying
what it
to
is.
open their eyes wider so they can get more of you in their
Trying to
sight.
see what's
bro.
going on.
You know what I mean?
Well,
That's is that nigga Thomas? That's what I don't know what that means. I mean, exclamation and the question.
I know
mark.
exactly what that means.
Okay. So they was pretty excited about that. And this one just says ROLLMAO. I don't know if that rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the right description.
Yeah.
What I feel right now,
I
I
came from your
mean,
girl, so I don't know how you gonna take that one.
look, folks, it's hair. I mean, let's be realistic. It's just hair. It's gonna grow back. But if you know me, my hair is my identity. I look at myself as a certain thing. And right now it's been stripped away. And it's hard for me to even like look at myself,
I hate this man.
you know.
I hate this
Like
dude.
Samson, man.
I can't do it no more.
But
My
here's
hair
the
gone.
the funny thing is everybody, when I go to work, when I go out, everybody's like, man, you look so cool. You look slimmer. How the hell do I look slimmer?
You look safer.
My face is so round.
You
I
look
look like
approachable.
Globey from Pee-wee's Playhouse. you
Hey,
know?
I don't know what it is, but I feel like you may know where the nearest Whole Foods is. Can you let me know? Like, just give me verbal direction.
If I go to Whole Foods, I'm just getting pork belly.
Man, it's like you need to be auditioning for Pepsi commercials right now, bro.
Yeah, you
What's
really
up?
want to be hanging with us
See,
right now.
no, that's not. They say it makes me look younger. They say it makes me look slimmer.
It does,
But
though.
all these things are irrelevant because when my head was how it was and people probably didn't like it, it didn't matter what they thought. Their opinions are irrelevant. Not that they don't. I mean, they don't matter because it's me. So when they're happy about it, it still don't matter. It's still what I want.
Yeah, that's a very good. That's a very good worldview. You know, you can stay on the even tilt.
Can
But
we
I'm-
redo
but
the
I'm mad.
introduction as Thomas, aka I am not my hair price? Can we do that? Because that's what you just did right now. I'm proud of you, bro.
I am my hair.
Cocoa
and
butter.
my hair's gone.
Shea Butter Twitter will really agree with you and probably embrace you.
So now I gotta find a barber. I gotta do the maintenance thing. I gotta
Okay,
keep
guy.
it
We
the
got
size
you, man.
trim.
We got you, bro.
We got you.
Oh nah.
You see me.
Every time y'all talk about going to the barber, it's like, yo, man, yeah, he hit me up. But y'all at this level of life where you're like, yeah, 2 hours, that's no time. I don't have 2 hours to be waiting at a barber shop to get my hair done and listening to all the riffraff bull that goes on in there.
Look, the
Whoa.
biggest
I
level.
I don't want to hear
think-
opinions.
I call riffraff, bro.
I think he's nervous because he ain't been there for a while.
And he don't feel out of place.
Absolutely nervous.
The barbershop is home, baby.
It is.
It's like
community center.
you go. You
But
go
I ain't
in
been
there-
home in so long.
I know. Yeah, you ain't been
We'll
home.
take your homeless ass to the barbershop and get you some culture.
Like the prodigal ragamuffin. Like when you go in, bro, they go make sure you all right, man. They go
No,
sit you
man.
down and go take care of you. Bro.
Somebody gonna come in selling snacks. They gonna feed you. You know what I'm
And-
saying? They
and-
gonna feed your soul.
No, they ain't gonna fit. Okay, so
the highest level of commitment I have in my life right now is to my barber. Like that's the only person that I won't cheat on.
Word.
See, that's weird to me. But so
Edit that part out.
I left. So let me go back to the story. I left Tracy's. And, as I'm driving home,
Look at that.
I'm driving faster and faster. I'm on the highway. I'm getting madder and
Sweating,
madder. I'm
anxiety,
like, I
chest
can't
getting
believe this
tight,
happened to me. So I start texting her, and I'm like,
dandruff in your eyes.
this is verbatim. Like, I love you, but this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Okay, and I got a child out of wedlock, and it's not gonna do me. Okay, and I'm sitting here just like sending her these evil texts, and all she's doing is LOL, and she's like, "You're so funny. This is crazy," and I'm like, I don't think you understand the severity of this. I am so upset right now that I'm literally calling you out your name, and she's just laughing. When this is the life I have. Like, I'm mad at somebody, and they think I'm running
so
jokes.
cute.
They're like, "Oh, you so crazy."
You so light skinned mad.
So she's
What's she
like,
supposed to do though? How was she supposed to respond?
Give you a refund on that?
or this, like, I don't know,
You
not
paid
make
her,
the
right?
mistake.
You paid her,
I
right?
paid her, and then she offered to like, well, I can give you the money back. I was like, no. She's like, well, I'll tell you what. I got a buddy of mine I went to high school with.
Okay.
And he cuts hair at Clean Jokers.
Which is one of the best barbers in the state.
Okay.
Well, sound like
I'm
shout out
starting to
Clean
realize
Jokers.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So she's like, and I'll pay for it. I was like, cool. So I go straight over there to Clean Jokers. My man Torrance Green. Shout out to Torrance.
Shouts out.
So good. I mean, he went in there. He looked at my head. He didn't judge me. He just kind of like, I sat down in the chair.
That motherfucker's an abacus and a protractor. He got it set up.
No, I got in there and I was like, I didn't know what to expect, but I know barbershops.
But the thing about
Barbershops,
Clean Jokers that like you gotta be buzzed in and out. It's really weird. Like,
well, yeah. Well, it's over off of Meadowbrook. You know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I go in there and there's a couple of kids running around. I expect that, obviously. I also expect somebody selling bean pies in the corner, but that didn't happen.
Relax. They good
So-
as hell. They delicious, bro. Come on.
My
stuff
man puts me in the chair. He says, sits here, and he goes to the other side of the room and he grabs like a bag of Doritos, and he just sits there and looks at me and he like eats this bag of Doritos. I'm like,
That's
of
a true
course this
artist
is
at work,
happening.
bro.
He ain't cutting. He ain't telling me nothing. He just like, it's my break. I'm gonna eat. You can wait. I'm like, cool.
You want to hung your barber on your head? Let me ask you that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
You don't want them rushed. bro.
I need someone who knows what they're doing on my head, which didn't happen. So
He did. I mean,
he did. So he gets in there and he's like, "What do you want me to do to this?" And I'm looking at him like a child looks at somebody who is, hungry and they got food. I'm like, "Man, just help me. Just help me be somebody. I want to be somebody. I don't know what to do."
He's like, look at this chart. What number you want?
I looked at the chart across from him. I was like, third from the bottom row. That's not bad. He walked over there and he pointed to this one. I'm like, yeah, but he was like, "Don't worry about it. I got you. Say no more."
I want this animated. This is great.
So he's just like zoo, 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 zoo. And now it's all rushing back to me back in the day when they're cutting your hair and there's like 5 different sets of clippers. He's got the one for the for the line, and then there's the one that just sounds like air coming out. It's like a fan. It's going and he's just like zoo, zoo, zoo. And I'm like, I like this.
it's slightly therapeutic, isn't it?
He is blending my hair.
Ambient noise.
And he's making not so tight, but he's keeping some of the shape. And I'm like, okay. My man gets done. I said, so how does this work? Do
So
you
delicate, so tender.
He's like, you just go online. The man's got a website or an app that you literally click on and say, I want this appointment at 2:00. And I was like, so if I come in, if my appointment's at 2, what time you like? 3 hours? He's like, no. If it's at 2, it's at 2.
15.
Ain't nobody gonna be in here in this chair waiting when at 2:00. And I was like, so you mean I get in, get my hair cut, and I can get out?
It's also like $35. So
It's 20. Well, he charges 25, I think.
Yeah,
but
like,
depending on what you want to like. It can go up. You want a line, you want to wash.
But for an appointment, that's not bad.
But to be honest though, like Clean Jokers is one of the most professional barbershops I've ever been to.
I agree.
I ain't used to that.
And they have like foam, really nice foam and hot towel treatments, and like they try to do like a spa steam thing. But
you know what? I can't. Can we cut the name of this place out, because I don't want people taking up my spot. Because if I got to go in there and get a haircut, I don't want people now going back and saying, "Yo, they
But they
tight."
got like 6 other barbers in there, so
No, but you only got one barber though.
Right. Well,
I don't care how professional this place is. The culture cannot change. And
Torrance Green, you my man now. So
you got one barber, and so I set an appointment in my shop, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna come in here at 12:00, 12:15, and it's whatever. But I always get in the shop, and there's always somebody in my chair. He's like, give me about 30 minutes, bro. I got you. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm going to not pay what I pay for this appointment slot if I got to wait. But again, I already gave my heart to this guy.
What you pay it,
That's
right?
the difference between like a boutique barbershop and like like a barbershop on the street. It's because they make their money by volume, though. So they gotta cut little boys' hair and your hair, and all using the same styles and everything. But at a boutique barber, they take the time, they look at you.
They walk-ins. They don't really do walk-ins, so you got to make an appointment. And if I can just do it on my phone,
how the white folks been getting their hair done for years.
Apparently so. Interesting. Add that with a wash. And they got it going on.
Oh yeah, they wash their hair too.
I don't even.
But I just ain't never seen, like, I ain't never trusted another guy washing my hair. It's too sensual of an experience.
Hey, bro, all this toxic masculinity gotta die, bro. Let that grown man rub his hand through your temple, bro.
It's gonna feel too good, bro.
Let that man rub his hand through your temple, bro. What's wrong with y'all?
I love it.
Y'all so toxic, bro. Let it happen, bro.
Call me.
But so yeah, that happened, and I'm getting over it. And like I said, people they're all positive feedback except for Tario. I walked in today. Tario was like, "But it looks so bad, though."
He a hater though.
Now you're
the
agree
best
with
looking
him.
one in the crew. That's why.
Hey, first of all, I've always said that Thomas is gonna get a fade. I've said that, and then he ended up getting a fade.
He
First
did.
it was the new shoes.
Because last week he was like, we were at Finney's. He was
them
like,
new jeans?
Hey, no, why I gotta get new jeans too?
Boy, them Sean Johns.
Wait.
Oh my
Well, let's
God.
not act like a haircut doesn't affect your mentality towards the world. Like once you think you look, a little bit better, you're like, I should upgrade this too and upgrade this too. It's like when you get a new car and then you gotta go get the rims, you gotta get the lights and everything.
So contemplate breaking up and
What's
stuff.
the shirt that you wear?
It ain't that one. You almost with it. Right. You should just wear a vest with nothing under.
That's right. All right. I look like Mario Van Peebles from like 1999, but
you do like Open Mike Eagle right now. We got post pictures. They don't know who these references are.
All right, well, what did we do last week, y'all?
Last week? What we do last week? I ain't do nothing last week.
some bums. I went to New Orleans this past weekend. It was tight. Walked outside of the hotel's a parade going on. Obviously,
it always. We really all do a talk and talk trip to New Orleans and let people know that the culture down there is better than any place in the United States.
Who gonna record it? Because I'm gonna be drinking.
Me too. We got to hire somebody to record, like to follow us on like a GoPro. Yeah,
it's a prank, bro. It's a prank. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have fun. I like interviews on the street. They're pretty funny.
We can't do that.
So if we want to get into it, it's November. No, it's October. So it's October. Football's going on. Everybody knows what's going on with these clowns out here.
Which one? The clowns? Which one? On what side? Are the clowns on both sides?
Y'all's POTUS and not mine, but y'all's POTUS and the NFL owners.
Woo.
Everybody missing the point right now. Everybody fighting over the anthem. Yo, you gotta kneel, you can't kneel.
The point is, it's a football game. That's the point.
That's irrelevant. I mean, it's about.
They're not protesting the anthem. Okay, they are.
That's not what it's supposed to be about.
Right, but they're switching the argument. They're changing the narrative to make it about. Okay, for those that don't know, who don't watch sports, who decide to boycott the NFL this season, and whether that was voluntary or involuntary, I just forgot to watch all the games.
No, I was talking about political involvement in sports anyway. The Army and the U.S. government pays millions of dollars to have the national anthem played before professional sports tournaments, and they all the air shows and stuff that happens at games and stuff. That's what I'm saying. But why are you combining sports and politics? And then
it's impossible not to, I think.
All right. Well, let's say it is impossible not to. But then when the players themselves try to involve sports and politics, is wrong though.
I think we're agreeing
because they didn't pay enough.
So I think he's saying
because they're players.
So the narrative is one of the biggest criticism of people protesting injustices in America, and one way by doing that is kneeling during the national anthem. Is one of the critiques is, why are we mixing politics and sports? And Tario saying, well, it didn't start there. You guys are paying for the national anthem to be played here.
Exactly. You got soldiers run on the field with flags. You've been doing it.
They have teams as well. Military has actual professional league team.
Right.
So propaganda and just kind of, and that's always been a thing, right? Anytime there's times of conflict, or just we need to make sure that Americans have America's back.
Or back in the Olympics where the guy wore a leather glove and did like the Black Panthers.
Yeah. I mean,
it's always been a part of sports though.
That's why I agree. I think we all agree. I was ready to debate somebody.
I think we all agree that Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job, right? So
yeah,
but to be honest,
that's the bigger point.
That part is like if him not having a job had affected a team or a league as much as it should have, he would have had a job, because some owner would have been like, oh yeah, I see this, forget what the rest of the owners doing, we should have hired him. But I think him not having a job just the price he paid. He was a martyr.
No, man, they
was a
hired
martyr, man.
Jay
Like,
Cutler had retired from the Bears.
Yeah.
He was in the booth. Miami's quarterback went down, and they were like, oh God, we need a quarterback. Hey Jay, you in the booth. You really didn't like football in the first place. Can you come back and play for us? They going out of their way to stay away from that.
I'm saying his argument wouldn't have had as much of an effect if he had got a job, though. The fact that he didn't get a job, he was obviously shafted, made the message so much more potent, though.
I get what you saying. Yeah,
does that make
two
sense?
different arguments.
Makes sense.
He's saying like, the man didn't have a job when he obviously could, because he has a place as far
We
as
all know
talent.
But here's the
capable,
thing.
though.
Yeah.
You know who we hadn't heard from in the
that?
last month and a half or 2 months? Colin Kaepernick.
You know
Colin
why?
Kaepernick is sitting somewhere at home,
No, he's
and he's
not.
being quiet.
Well, he's doing the work. So that's the thing about him. He's very transparent with it. So he has nonprofits. He's actually collecting money for like I don't know the specifics.
I guess I should say he's not being vocal. He's not being interviewed.
He wasn't being as vocal then. They asked him those questions. He never said, "Hey, let me get a couple of these interviews," because he could have been on a Breakfast Club.
He had never been on like CNN or 60 Minutes or like nothing like that.
Yeah.
Not that they asked him.
Right, and because to be honest, the fact that people don't even know what the protest is for means that like all they see is the kneeling, and all they know is Colin Kaepernick started to kneel.
They know what it's about.
Period.
They know what it's about, but that's just them refusing to acknowledge what it's about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people still don't believe in white privilege. They still don't believe that there is a racial divide and issue, and they want to put it directly on the employees of the NFL.
Right.
So when your boy POTUS came out and was like, NFL owners need to fire these clowns, these sons of bitches, that's when the owners were like, well, hold up now. You talking about my employees?
Talking about my cash cows.
slave. I mean, yeah, exactly. So that's when all that came about,
Well,
and then
to
that's
be honest,
when the movement.
the whole nation is suffering from cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, people argue against programs like equal housing acts and affirmative action, but that's the same thing as states having laws against blacks and white getting married, or like blacks and y'all can't go to this neighborhood, or like y'all not allowed to buy houses in this neighborhood. It's the same difference. People always forget because they can't imagine a loved one they love so much being evil, or thinking of themselves as doing something wrong without even having like a clue of what's wrong. Does that make sense? It's like it's like when you at work and you leaving the office one day, your boss called you over and was like, well, I saw you did this. Why'd you do that? Well, because that's what the policy says. No, that was the old policy. We got a new policy now. And like your boss says, makes you feel like so bad because you made a mistake. But reality, you just thought you was doing what you're supposed to do. So like it's a whole nation suffering from cognitive dissonance though.
There's an issue with self-awareness. Like, do I think that individuals during a Nazi-occupied Germany was like, you know what we're doing is actually terrible and we shouldn't be doing this? No, they were under the guise that they were being patriots, that this political party had the answers that they needed and they were doing the right thing. And I think that the misguided patriots that we have right now are like so close to the edge of like the slippery slope of fascism that they don't even realize that, hey, like what we're saying is completely off the wall, completely wrong. And the history books hopefully in 40, 50, 60 years are going to say, we went through this period where we were almost as bad as some of the enemies that we've been fighting for the last
right. And
couple decades.
it's two things too. Very, very conservative people have a hard time with any kind of change. I mean, it could be the smallest thing. Oh, McDonald's is no longer going to serve cheeseburgers. Oh man, this is not American. Blah blah blah. They have a hard time with any kind of change. First of all. Second of all,
I love his analogies.
Second of all,
silver price of cheeseburgers. Think of it.
there's a major demographic change going on, and in 2020 or 2050, I can't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there's gonna be a complete demographic switch, and a lot of people don't know how to handle it, bro.
That's scary. It's scary for y'all. Motherfucker, I'm good.
But it's
no, it's different. I get it's different.
Yeah, and you're trying to get people to understand and reason, and who are the most conservative, hillbilly-ish people in the world, but people who love football. The football fan is the guy who's like, hey, screw that.
NASCAR.
I do my family, and I love my family, and I love America. And those are the people you are trying to say, hey, open your eyes, see that there's an issue. And a football fan is not one who wants to hear anything that ain't coming out of the television box from somebody he looks like.
And it's so crazy because as liberal as the policy has been for like the last few years in America, back in the day, I say even 20, 30 years ago, all the liberal agenda would be considered counterculture. Y'all remember that term?
Counterculture, yeah.
So then it became like more mainstream, and the other people were like, but we were taught that this was wrong. Like, so they just don't know how to, they're like, oh, the rules are changing. Why are the rules changing? We don't even know what's going on right now.
Y'all moving the goalposts, no pun intended.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
I'm just saying, race war.
No.
I've been saying it for a long time, man. You can see it coming.
Man, I don't want fake news to get a hold of this podcast and be like, Darius, ... open quotation, race war.
They would first of all, they never say that. They'd say Darren. And then they
Thank you, brother.
That's going to happen.
I appreciate it. It's Token Talk Podcast. We'll be right back.
Hey, Token Talk listeners. You like what you're hearing? Support the Token Talk podcast by checking out the merch at facebook.com/Token Talk. We have t-shirts designed by Lady Graphics. Link in the description. Keep the conversation going with Token Talk merchandise. All right, welcome back, and we kicking it like hacking sacks down here in Token Talk Podcast Studios.
2 for 1 what? Like, what are you? We selling something.
Speaking of hacking sacks, we went to the park the other week.
Why you keep calling it hacking sacks?
Hacky sacks?
There you go.
All right, hack sacks.
Oh, man.
Wait. Is there a saw and some balls involved? Oh, anyway. So speaking of hacking sacks, we were at a park last week for a really great
Cause.
It was called Taste of West Jackson.
We did that. That's
and
true.
you know wherever there's food, there's us. They had ribs, so you know we went to sleep afterwards.
Was Piedmont
ribs,
Park? Was it Piedmont?
I don't think it was Piedmont Park. It was another park, Poindexter Park.
It was off the street. It was somewhere in West Jackson. It was sponsored by which church?
Common Ground. So it was actually a really cool event. Despite us not remembering the name, it happened a couple weeks ago, and we did record a live podcast event there, and we're gonna have that YouTube link for you guys to consume in all of its glory.
All right.
And we did a couple interviews and talked to the guys who hosted and some guests. So make sure y'all check out the actual full version of that. But
and the coolest part about it was West Jackson has a reputation for being a rougher neighborhood that's going through a revitalization. And what's different about this revitalization is that the people are doing it themselves. People in the neighborhood are trying to revitalize their own neighborhood. So
it's beautiful. Yeah, that day, I just remember I think there was overcast skies. And then it was kind of late getting started because you know how we do. Mm-hmm. But I remember it being like a beautiful event at the end of the day. I mean, just a bunch of kids having fun, a bunch of full people. And a lot of good restaurants out there, just really happy to serve the community.
And Darius, you always happier when you wearing thong sandals, but
that's true.
At the same time,
my toes was out. You know how I be.
Yeah.
Can I just say it's Claiborne Park, not
Claiborne
Piedmont.
Park? Yeah.
Claiborne.
Aren't you from around that area, Thomas? Because we didn't Tario. We're from the North Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not necessarily saying we didn't have the credit to be there.
Yeah.
But I was happy to know that you kind of had that geographical link.
He was dapping people up and saying oh, they look bad now. He was doing.
He's like, you remember such and such? Yeah.
My dad graduated from Provine, which is like right across the street. So
Word.
My grandma lived on Prentice over there by Jackson State. So yeah, that's kind of like my area where my people came from.
That's why Thomas is on the show, because he gives us all the accolades that we don't have. So we really appreciate you for that, brother.
Because I'm from the streets, word.
You see it. But no, yeah, that was an awesome event. We got there, we set up, and like I said, we did some interviews. I think we have we can actually play a little excerpt interview right now, actually.
Yeah, this is Nick Wallace.
Yeah, all right, so let's break this down. So there were 3 judges.
There were 3.
And you're gonna come in, and we're gonna play Nick's, but the stage, we were right next to the stage, which was kind of this is great, but there were people freestyling, rapping and stuff, so the audio isn't the greatest thing, but you can hear everybody. So everybody stick with it. You're going to hear some smooth music in the background. It's going to be tight. So just listen to the Nick Wallace episode.
There it is. We're back. Taste of West Jackson. We've been letting the music acts kind of get their shine, but now we're back with Token Talk Podcast doing our thing. Speaking with a couple judges at the moment right now, we have Judge Nick Wallace.
And they ain't necessarily judging. They just out here facilitating our taste.
You said they just sitting out eating
Better way to put it.
They got notepads for no reason, huh? They just done.
Yeah, better way to put it.
That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, it's better.
How you feeling today, man?
It's feeling good, man. I'm out here. This is actually the street that I grew up on.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I grew up on Claiborne, Claiborne Avenue, right across the street from the side of Provine.
So it's important for you then.
Oh yeah, it's very important.
Now, if you ain't heard Nick Wallace before, you ain't from Mississippi.
Nick, where'd you come from, and what do you do, and how did you come up, man?
Originally from Edwards, Mississippi. Came from Edwards, Mississippi when I was 8 years old to Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, shame on yourself.
Right on.
From there on, I started working in a large corporation when I was 21 years old. That was Marriott. Traveled the world. Lived in Anchorage, Alaska for a while.
Wow.
Demanded a little bit more, and then that's when I started my Food Network scene. I love the community too, so more of my work is all about pro bono, and I'm in the public schools too.
Right on, right on.
man,
This is a big deal right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything you want to plug while we got you, man?
Well, yeah, I just want to plug right here what I got on my shirt right now, man.
Creativity Kitchen by Chef
Creativity
Nick
Kitchen.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the tagline: Chef inspired cuisine for healthy scholars.
There you go. Can't get
on.
no more important than that, right?
All right, and how did it come about? Where did the Creativity Kitchen come from?
Well, Mary Hill, the food service director of Jackson Public Schools, wanted me to give away awards 2 years ago for all their scholars as far as who works in their cafeterias.
Right.
So I just sat right there and I got so much love from everybody. I asked her, can I be involved? She was like, what you need? I said, well, first off, I don't need no money. I just want to come in and
That's
do
what you
what I
wanted to
do.
hear. Yeah.
So started with the school that I graduated from, which was Blackburn Middle School.
Shouts out. Yeah.
And we was only going to do it for a pilot, just with that one school.
Mm-hmm.
A year later, I took on all 13 middle schools.
Wow.
And from that on, Michelle Obama's Chef Moody School.
Right.
They gave me a great plug into the White House calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And that on, now I'm in Alabama State too. So
Man,
I just
keep it
trained the
up.
district about a month ago.
Pro bono too.
Oh, yeah,
Just want to see
absolutely.
kids. So, what's your philosophy on how does a good, healthy school lunch affect children's ability to learn?
Oh, it affects it big time because Creativity Kitchen only goes on a Monday.
Right.
So, it'd be too tough to do it, 5 days a week.
For sure. For sure.
But, you got to see those kids' face when they getting something that's cooked from the heart, too.
Right.
Mhm.
And they see it, too. And I get them involved to bring them to the cafeteria. So when they actually see you chopping and dicing.
They see the work.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They smiling. They're hyped. They're
Right.
telling their friends. They're telling their teachers.
Right.
Like a chef can't made this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, man,
This
I
ain't
know
no middle of the wall stuff.
I know, like, everybody's like, go to college, and stuff like this. But a lot of people find a lot of love in food. I can think about one chef that everybody knows who was a nurse, discovered that she loved cooking and left nursing to be a cook. I think more people need to be introduced to more fields, and I think you're doing a good thing with that, man.
Yeah, and I got one of these things that, how people have been talking about lately for the last 5 years about farm to table, like new farm to table restaurants and all this other stuff,
Right,
it's
right.
a new movement.
Mhm.
It ain't no new movement.
Been doing it.
Yeah, people have just been lazy, very lazy. They lost it.
Right.
And now we're trying to refocus ourselves. Everybody's talking about garden now, homesteading.
Mhm.
Urban gardening,
Yeah, we lost it, man. We gotta probably 10, 15 years in the middle of that. We were just dull and dumb, to be honest, though.
Right.
But I'm a farm boy, so I grew up, on the farm. I understand about butchering chickens.
Right.
I understand the different philosophies on what you feed your animals.
Yeah. All that from Edwards, Mississippi, huh?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we got a dull moment, though, that we
Mhm.
really forgot about our bodies and our kids. So.
Right. And until they start filling us up with pesticides and Netflix had the documentaries on, right? Like, everybody want to be vegan now.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
So what food philosophy do you subscribe to as far as what is a healthy diet in your opinion?
A healthy diet, in my opinion, and it's nothing against vegans or vegetarians or meat eaters.
We taking shots at y'all. Y'all hear this?
No. Yeah,
just
definitely
joking,
no
man.
shots,
Just
though.
joking.
Right on.
But I think whatever you believe in and all, you really need to just know where your food come from, too.
Mhm.
And just make it, too.
Right.
I mean, I churn ice cream at home with my kids.
Wow.
We make breads.
Right.
Everything that we want to do, we actually do it. And two, any meat products or vegetables, I walk onto a lot of farmers in Jackson, and I buy my produce from there. And my kids will pick it from the garden, squash, whatever
Really?
it is.
Yeah.
They know how to. They already
Yeah.
have that understanding. Like, this is what a good cucumber looks like. This
Yeah.
is what I don't know how to piece of watermelon. Not
This
gonna
is
lie
how
to you.
food's supposed to taste, though. I think it's the biggest key.
That's
like-
it. Yeah.
So my main philosophy, though, too, you just need to know where your food come from.
Word. I dig that, man. I'm really glad you're out here doing this right now. I would ask you, what do you think you bring to the table as a judge? But I think your accolades speak for themselves, so we're gonna let that.
All your accolades, man, they all came together to create what you create now. But I remember back in the day
What's
when
up,
Talk
Tario?
Talk first got started,
Uh-huh.
we asked you to be on the show, Nick. What happened?
And we
Nick?
petty.
Really?
We
Nick,
brought
what
the
happened?
petty
Nick, what
man
happened,
out.
Nick?
Really?
What
That
happened,
happened?
Nick?
He's like, for real? Wow.
Yeah, forgive me. Let's sign me up for another one.
Right on.
Sign me up. Let's just do that, man.
We'll do it like that. We'll exchange information
Well, it was
afterwards.
good talking to you about Chef Nick,
good
man.
to talk to you too. But I got some big news coming up, so maybe we can bring it out on the show too.
All
Hey,
right,
we're here for it. We're another platform. We're here to serve y'all, man.
Yeah. But I love Jackson. I love Mississippi, man. I love what you guys are doing too. So thank you.
Right on, sir. Right on.
Appreciate you.
All right, it's Talking Tall Podcast. We'll be right back.
Look at us getting shout outs from Nick.
Wasn't that
He
dope?
loves what we're doing.
Right.
Love what he's doing.
I've been wanting to meet Nick for a while though, cause you see Nick is kind of a big deal in the cooking world,
Mm-hmm.
and I like his philosophy on food, farm to table, and I guess that's really hip right now. But
What was that? I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I have no idea what y'all are talking about when y'all talking about.
well, just knowing where your food come from.
Yeah, basically you grab it out of the ground,
Uh-huh.
you clean it off, and you put it on the table. So
Gotcha.
it's not changing a bunch of hands. So you
And
know
it's,
exactly.
it's safer. It's investing in your own health in a way.
Okay, that's
Absolutely.
dope. I
Yeah.
mean, I know you've been trying to get in contact with Nick for a while because he has unanswered. He left us on red a couple times. We sent him some emails by getting on the show.
First season of Talking Talk podcast, he tried to get Nick Nick on as a guest, and he just wouldn't have it.
He played us, dog. But hopefully we can reach out and get that news for you guys. Whatever he wants to drop.
While we were interviewing, I looked at Tari. I was like, ask him about that. Put him on blast.
Put him on blast.
So
Not even the Westside though. But no, really dope stuff he's doing for the kids, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I really dig that. And so we got, what's our next interview? We got coming up. I think it's one of the I guess I'll say co-founders, but the co-curators for the event. Alan Grove.
right. But can I just say, like before that,
Interject.
we had Calvin Waddy, who was a pastor at
Boy, was he smooth.
another church, and this guy was so clean. We'll probably send you a link. We'll put a link somewhere. I don't know how that works.
No, we got to. We're going to drop the YouTube link for the
Yeah.
full episode for the coverage of the Taste of West Jackson.
Because
event.
we truly had 3 judges. Lee Harper was the 3rd judge, so we have Calvin Waddy and Nick Wallace. But for time's sakes, we just kind of like kept it tight. But those are really good interviews as well. So please go listen to that.
Yeah, because when we did Lee Harper's interview, who was a former owner of Konania House,
Correct,
which is a
yeah.
really good, or I'll say it's just a dope staple
Yeah.
in Jackson communities. Like if you pretty much heard any, I don't say dissertation, but any type of sermon or any type of, I guess symposium that wasn't thrown or held by a university in Jackson on some pretty critical information, especially for our social justice and just politics and just things going on in Jackson, you probably heard it at Colonia Coffee House. Really dope place. I know one of our good friends, Pico.
Oh, right. Pico had this.
Dr. Woozy, he did a lecture there.
Mm-hmm. And she also does weddings because my ex-wife got remarried there. So.
Oh, God. Let him know. Let
Never
him
gonna
know.
step foot in that again. No, just kidding.
All right, so this is our interview with Alan Grove, one of the co-curators of the Taste of West Jackson event. He's not a white savior, or that's what he told me.
He was very energetic from Washington.
From Washington, but yeah, let's check out what he had to say. All right, we're back. Talking Tall Podcast. Not gonna lie, the sun's kind of beat me down a bit, but we're still here, hanging in strong.
Hey, and the shade just came out.
The shade just came out. You're right about that, but that doesn't count for the last 4 hours. But everybody's out and having a good time.
Leave it up to Darius. The shade been out.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that's Thomas Price. He awoke from his slumber.
Good idea.
We're back, and we have Alan with us right now. And Alan played a particularly special role in making a Taste of West Jackson happen. Alan, why don't you let our listeners know what that role was?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I'm the main organizer.
Okay.
And the cool thing about this event is it really just depends on a whole lot of people.
Right.
Right, so we work with the small businesses and the small restaurant owners and the vendors to put this event on. So for us, it's not us coming to them with the event. It's us saying, hey, what can we do?
Right.
So I'm the lead organizer, meaning that I set the meetings.
That's
right?
important, yeah.
Right, and then I make sure that we come out with agenda items after the meeting.
Yeah.
Right, to work on before the next one. And I call people to make sure that they stay up on it. So,
So you point a lot of fingers, and they can do all the work.
Exactly.
So
That's not true at all.
Normally, when you start talking, they be like, "Oh, here he go. You gonna put it on me? You gonna put it on me?" Does that happen?
They're going to Alan set another meeting again. But, I mean, obviously, all the pieces to the puzzle are necessary, and this worked out to be a fantastic event.
Yeah.
I hate that we missed the first year, but, second year, Taste of Jackson, Taste of West Jackson.
Yeah.
There we go.
We weren't ready last
We're
year.
going to make
ready
that
now.
bold. Just so, I don't want anybody to accidentally do what I just did. I'll make that bold. But a Taste of West Jackson, and it's just a beautiful event. I feel like
Cool, thank
It
you.
is, it really
Man,
is.
what have you noticed? Like, I mean, I know I'm turning the interview around back on you, but
That's good.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
lost in the details. So
oh yeah, you're running around, you rip around.
Well, first of all, I forgot this park was even here. So,
And it's a lovely park.
I mean, I know about Provine and I know about the things there. I think CDC used to be
yeah, it is.
right
Yeah,
over
it's right
here.
there.
It is
it
still right there.
Okay.
Yep. That's what Google Maps said.
So here
I
we
got
are at this beautiful park, which is, the grass is cut and everything's nice. So
Yeah, so I mean, it's I like that portion of it. The park is wonderful. Then just kind of getting narratives from the other attendees, like they are very much invested into what's going on here. They are, in love with this part of the city, in love with the city in general. They have their favorites. There are a lot of bias going on. It seems like everybody has their own like dedicated fan base. So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for like the food fight to break out. So I can keep my mouth open. The kids are enjoying themselves, and the music, man.
Didn't we got some good
Y'all
people.
did that.
you really
Yeah.
did.
I mean, so Jay Nathan has been a longtime friend of ours.
Uh-huh.
He's done a lot of stuff for free for us.
Okay.
Right. So all these musicians donated their time.
That's
we didn't
cool.
pay one musician.
That's
I mean,
cool.
so Jay Nathan's band, they come from the Delta.
Yeah.
So we gave them a little gas money.
That's
There you go.
Right?
That's real.
Because they're coming from the Delta.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, all these musicians came out because they wanted to just be a part of it.
That's cool. That's really cool. I saw some younger kids out there. They were
Talking about those high schoolers, the Fort Washington?
the Fort Washington.
Washington, yeah, they go to Ridgeland High School, so
Ridgeland
it's a
High
little bit outside of our
Yeah, we almost
geographic
didn't get
area,
them.
right?
Yeah.
they're pretty talented.
But they reached out and they sent us some YouTube videos, and they just said, "Hey, can we just do a song?"
Wow.
And I heard the videos like a song, like
yeah, you
how
got a
about
set.
you got a set, and they weren't ready for it. They're just breaking onto the scene. So
That's
we
what's up.
feel lucky to be kind of a part of the beginning of their career, because I mean, if you heard them,
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna break out.
You ain't gonna
Yeah.
get them next year for free.
Yeah, it's gonna cost
Well,
all the money next time.
we actually already locked them in for next year.
Oh, look at-
but we said a full set, and their jaws dropped. Right, like they
Nice.
saw. What's amazing to me is they saw the Taste of West Jackson as an event that their jaws dropped to do a full set at next year.
That's awesome.
Whereas last year, we do these community nights. We've been doing these for community nights for years.
Okay.
Pastor Jon will tell you more about that.
Right on, we'll get
Right,
it.
but they came to this park, or we came to this park last year for the first time doing community nights. And so it's every second Thursday. We do the events once a month, right?
Right.
And it's just community night.
Tell us more about community nights and like who sponsors it and the actual like origin of such.
For sure. So, Common Ground Covenant Church does community night.
Okay.
And we do all of these events. But for us, it's a matter of, we do community development, right? You don't have to go to our church to come to this event.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to be the middle ground.
For you non-committal people out there.
We're just trying to be the middle ground to all kinds of people,
Okay.
right? And so and I think the reality is that we're trying to be what the church could be.
Right on.
The answer to the world's problems that the church could be.
Right.
And right now, really, you see the church being more divisive,
Yeah.
right? And usually, the church cares about whether they, whether you come to their event.
Yeah.
And so I'm humbled, and I've been a part of that culture for a long time.
Right on.
So I'm just humbled to be a part of a
community.
staff
Okay.
that says like, hey, we just want to do whatever the people in West Jackson are going to enjoy, and let's
dope.
just do that. And so I've been here. The church has been around. We're celebrating our 30-year anniversary tomorrow.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I've been here for 2.5 years. And so I just came into this group of people. I was born in Portland, Oregon. I'm from the Northwest.
Oh wow, you brought all the hipster with you, huh?
Yeah. It was funny. It's funny
You
to see
look
the
like
places
you
around here
ride
that think they're
skateboards.
hipster. Like it's
Yeah.
that's
They don't
it's
know true
funny to
hipsterism.
me. Yeah.
We have a different definition, or just
yeah.
They're like
we just got
Pepsi,
quinoa. We just seen quinoa like this year, man. Like it's
Or like the coffee shops that have like the right words, but I mean I'm not whatever.
We ain't saying no names.
I mean
We'll see.
I grew up in Portland, Oregon, so we can't talk about coffee, and I'm sorry.
Well, you guys got bike lanes, so that's dope. We want bike
Anyway,
lanes.
so but that's all on the side, right? Because I
Right.
just came and I joined this staff, and just the humility has been really cool to be a part of. So to be able to do some details,
Right on.
right, to make that happen, and I'm the one white guy on staff, so.
I didn't notice.
So, right. So you guys are token talk. I feel like I could join with you guys with token talk.
That's
We'd have a
right.
lot of stuff we could talk about, but
You ride a skateboard, you be a token in this group, my man.
Man, Alan, I really appreciate you taking time to come out and talk
Yeah.
with us. I know you've been ripping and running this
Yeah.
entire event, but again, it seems like all the pieces just fell right where they needed to be, and this
you.
is awesome. We'll be back next year,
thank you.
so we'll
Thank you.
definitely see you guys.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed the food, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, you said we like the food. How we
Sweet.
get that portion
No,
of
we
it.
didn't even talk about the food.
Yeah, like Man, chicken salad, red beans and
what was
rice,
your favorite?
ribs.
So far, the chicken salad at my man.
I'm being bribed at the moment, so I can't really say who my favorite is just yet because they're still the money's still coming in. And
Ain't no money.
Well, the voting is technically stopped, and as long as I'm here, the voting isn't actually stopped.
Great, because I got Taqueria.
Taqueria La Riata.
Oh my.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? I was
He's
gonna say
bilingual. He's bilingual. Yeah, but they got me some extra burritos coming in the back. So once I get those in, we'll see what my final tally is.
Hey, you should vote for them anyway. They're good.
They're delicious.
Absolutely.
They're delicious.
And you got how many restaurants this year?
8.
8.
Okay. So we can. Yeah, that's awesome.
So hopefully you'll have 10 plus next year.
I'd hope for 15 next year.
Oh, there
15?
you go. Nice number. Okay, good.
Yeah.
You hear it? You
we
heard
had
it here first.
We had 5 last year.
Uh-huh.
I was nervous we wouldn't have enough food, but we pulled it out, man. Those restaurants did a heck of a job.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, man. That's awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right.
appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for sitting down and
This is
talking
awesome.
with us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks,
Cool.
guys.
All right, folks. Talk and talk. We'll be right back with some more guests. Thanks a lot.
Psych.
Alan was dope. He was actually the one that reached out to us to actually do covers for the A Taste of West Jackson event.
And throughout the interview, did y'all hear Purple Rain playing in the background?
They did play Purple Rain.
The
Yeah.
whole time, just for you.
Just for y'all, man. For you and yours.
Yeah, Alan's cool.
It was dope. We went had a meeting at what was the
Yum Yums.
Yum Yums in West Jackson. They were like
It's a soul food restaurant.
It's a soul food
It's not what you
restaurant
think.
slash buffet slash whatever we got on the menu is what you can order today.
They got a
got
jar
two drinks.
of Kool-Aid. Just so y'all know.
It was sweet tea or it was Kool-Aid. Like it could be some water. I mean, we got a bath. Like we got a sink. Man, I'm just kidding. Yum Yums off the chain. We gonna post some pictures. We got some po' boys from there. But yeah, Alan was dope, man. He was giving some details about how he coordinated the event. Next time, hopefully he'll pay the band members and the artists over there. But the exposure was dope for him.
Ain't no money involved in
And
this.
there was some really good bands and artists there.
They were really
really
talented.
good.
Like he mentioned the 4 Washington young kids and they were just excited and ecstatic just to be on stage just performing.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. And then after that I definitely want you guys to check out the YouTube episode because we interviewed some guests, some attendees.
Right.
And those are some funny interviews. One lady said, what she say about the table? She said, I got wet on the table. What she say?
Oh, she said I didn't drip some off. Some was dripping on me, and I was like,
we got to edit it out.
That's a loaded
We got to
question.
edit it out.
Yeah.
But no, it was some pretty cool, perspectives from the attendees there as well.
Yeah, overall, a very loquacious event.
I'm sorry, what?
What? No,
What you say?
loquacious means like to talk in circles. You talking about me? Like, because that didn't work for that word.
Wait. I said loquacious.
Okay.
You used that word wrong. That's what I'm telling you.
That's not what that word means.
Okay.
That's not what that word means.
I agree. What you said is not what that word means, but let's go.
I mean, and let's just say, like, it was some great food, but not everything was great. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. There was one booth, somebody was selling some cupcakes, and it had like sour straws on top of it, like
Oh, come
airheads,
on.
and I was like, come on, man, I don't want no airhead in my cupcake.
You see like the Instagram people like where they like, oh, I make cocktails, so I just make like a bunch of like margaritas and put a bunch of sugar and candies in
Right.
it.
And like, all right. So if you have an opinion on what loquacious means, hit us.
That man mad about that.
Or if you own a
It's all
dictionary.
It was a loquacious event. We talked to a lot of people.
No, but that's not.
I can't say we talked to a lot of people. Loquacious.
He gonna make it work.
Loquacious. I'm not
I don't know
talking
what it
about,
means, so
I'm
I
not-
have no
I'm
opinion.
not talking about your child, your third child, talking about like talking a lot, bro. Like loquacia. I'm sorry.
I get it what you said.
I got it too.
Yeah. Anyway.
There was a Tavarius.
Hey, you gotta see his interview with Tavares. He was off the chain too. I think we have one more interview for you guys. This is actually from this is Pastor Jon Perkins,
Right.
who spearheaded the event, who is a leader in the West Jackson community, pastor of Common Ground Church.
Right.
He actually invited us that following Sunday, to which we did not attend.
We declined.
Because I mean,
I declined. You were like, I'm gonna be there, and then you just didn't show up. But I was
self
like,
commitment, self commitments. I thought I was gonna be there. He said the time was really interesting. It was what was the time? It was like the time directly corresponded with a Bible scripture, and I
316.
no, it wasn't 316. But it was very interesting. So I dug the concept. It was still too early for me, so maybe I got to choose something like a little bit later in the good book because I couldn't make
You
it.
act like the time is relevant. You ain't never stepping foot in the church.
Oh please! What? Yes, I have.
I only go to church when I'm dating somebody, and she say we gotta go to church.
You probably want people to tune in online. Joel Osteen church.
I wouldn't let y'all in either. Oh, Loquacious is on the wall. Loquacious, tending to talk a great deal. Talkative.
We talk to a lot of people, bro.
Hey,
So y'all tell us.
Loquacious event.
Y'all tell us who's right or wrong. Synonyms are talkative, valuable, communicative, expansive,
Okay.
Chatty and gossipy, bro.
unreserved,
So it was a
chatty,
event.
gossipy.
It was an event showcasing the food in West Jackson. And okay, sure.
And we
Target.
interviewed a lot of people, bro. Did we not interview a lot of people? We interviewed a lot of people.
I mean,
check
define
out
a lot.
Check out this interview with the loquacious Pastor Jon Perkins.
Which was funny because the day we saw him at Yum Yums, he was like, he didn't have any energy. He was just like I didn't think he liked us. And then at the show, he was like, yo, what's going on? You'll hear it, but I think he had some type of
It was energetic.
insulin or something like that.
Energy for I thought it was energy from the people that were there. I thought he was really excited to see the people.
No, it was
Jesus
some kind of
Christ.
medical thing he had going on. That's what I was told. So, but you'll hear this, so listen to it.
All right, folks, welcome back to Token Talk. We're back live at the Taste of West Jackson. We're sitting over with my man, Pastor Perkins. Give me your full name, everything.
Jon Perkins, John P. Perkins. That's
Okay.
about as full as you're gonna get.
That's all government name right there.
Right.
So if you're looking for, there it is, government
I
name.
ain't running from nobody.
That's all right. There I am. Let's go. How you feeling today? I mean, seems like we're winding down the event, but it's still going strong, honestly.
Yeah, the event's still going strong, and we're at the end. So
Okay.
I feel very good. I feel very good about the turnout. I feel very good about what has happened, what's taking place here, the
Yeah.
love that was shown to people, and the love that was shown back to us, and as well as the restaurants here at the event who really made the event. This
Right.
is really about these restaurants, and so I'm excited.
So where did this derive from?
In my personal opinion, it derives from our heart for economic development here in West Jackson.
Beautiful. Okay.
The idea is that if West Jackson is going to come back and become what we believe God intends for it to be, a lot is going to have to take place in regards to economic development. And so why not feature the people who are already doing something, making significant strides, significant investments?
Right.
Why not feature them as we grow and as we develop, and why not help people to know where these places are, right in the pockets and crevices, right, and send people back to them and let them know what type of products they actually have in their restaurants. So that's what this is about, in my personal opinion.
And feeding guys like me that ain't got paid yet. So I mean, it's a great event. We just got to talking to Alan. He gave us a bit of a insight of community nights and how it all started.
Mm-hmm.
And just from your perspective, man, what do you see a Taste of West Jackson going in the future? What's the next step?
Well, I see this becoming almost a festival,
Okay.
Sort of deal that impacts the city in a major way, that people look forward to each and every year, as a part of their fall sort of lineup. Before we go to the fair, we go to the Taste of West Jackson.
Taste of West Jackson.
It's a sort of part of what happens during the fall. I see that happening. You got the Gumbo Fest, and you got the Red Bean Cook-Off, and you got those sort of things. I see this being a family fun event that happens in West Jackson.
Right.
That is a part of the life of our city.
I like that. The life of the city. And I gotta ask you this question, man. I gotta be a little controversial.
Okay.
Who's your favorite out here?
Well,
come on now.
I have to be impartial.
But you can though. Oh, you can.
I have to be impartial as best I can.
Okay.
But I'm a human being, so that makes me fallible in regards to being having partiality.
Uh-huh.
But I have to try to be impartial because one of my best friends was one of the ones who were doing Chef Phillips Catering. And so
he's bad, boy. He's bad.
Yeah. So got one of my best friends there, and then you got the people who make this event possible last year,
right?
And they came back, right? And so I'm a loyalist. If there's one thing I admire about certain people, I like loyalty in regards to people, and so I'm partial to them because of the fact that they saw the significance in it the first time and said we'll do it, and they made it possible when this was just a trial run, when this was just a proof of concept, right? And so, so that being said, I can't show partiality. And then you got a group like Taqueria Lariata, who we made contact with last year, who really wanted to come, who really wanted to be here last year, but wasn't able to be here until this year. So just each and every restaurant, there's a story behind it. I mean, E&L, we've been looking at E&L as one of the anchors and one of the flagships of in our neighborhood, in our community, in regards to barbecue, and one of the mainstays. But when we came to them about the event, and to be honest with you, last year it was like wasn't doing, And so for us to continue to be persistent, for me to be like a gnat or a fly in a restaurant,
right? But we still eat,
right. But the idea is that they begin to hear it and to begin to hear the heart of what we were trying to do, and I made connection with a couple of the staff there. And they said we're gonna do something next year.
Because they're not shut down today, are they? Are they just all here?
No, they're still there. They're still open, and so that's the hard thing, right? How do these restaurants, who are have small staffs and things like that, how do they, be here as well as
keep their normal operation going,
regular operation going? So this stretches them. But at the same time, I think it's a positive stretch.
Right on.
Well, what's your vision for next year? Tell me about that.
Well, we grew by 3 this year, right?
Already,
So we grow by 3 again. So the idea would be about 15 to 20 restaurants next year.
Okay, I just want to make sure you in line with your man. Y'all on the same page.
Alan was like, we talking about 1,000.
We won't fit it.
But I like it because both of y'all have big dreams, and it seems very, very possible.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm here to see it.
I'm less engaged. I mean, I'm less focused on. I think the restaurants are going to dictate the crowd size.
Interesting.
I think the people are going to follow the restaurants. The people are going to follow, who's engaged, because that's actually how the folks get here. I think, because that's where the advertising is going in at, right? So the people that we're able to do the features on and tell the stories about through social media, I think that'll be a large way of doing it. But I think too, we have to change. I think I have to change my approach in doing this. I have to ask for the help of Cisco Foods and other larger U.S. Foods and other larger
entities.
Folks, to say, hey, we need y'all now, instead of putting this on the restaurants, we need y'all to donate some food
so that they can do these type of activities. I like that you see the vision from last year, and you guys completed last year, so you got the past to look out, and you're looking at the present, and then for the future you can say, hey, what do we need to do to make it even better?
Right.
Exactly. And that's a complete picture, and I think it's awesome. I got a question here about the judges. So you got some pretty healthy judges this year. You got some great accolades. You got Lee Harper, former owner of Cornelia House, and it's 8 years in the industry. You of course had Nick Wallace. Oh, they're getting ready to present now, actually.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's a real big deal. That the fact is that having these, they're very involved. These judges, they're very involved and engaged in the community. Mm-hmm. So it's a both win-win. They're community minded as well as professionals. One is a pastor,
right?
And I think pastors are always professional taste testers.
What did he say? He said he's on the chicken eating pastors. What he told us.
Let me see that macaroni and cheese before you get to it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Cool. We appreciate it. Obviously, this event's been great, and without your help, without your guidance, and the work you guys are doing, this wouldn't be possible. So,
Common Ground, 3 years old. I'm proud of Common Ground.
You should
be able to do stuff like this. 3 years old. It's just vision and effort, energy, and I'm proud of a church that says yes to stuff like this.
Right.
And to say, we can't do it. No, the Common Ground's not like that.
Common Ground said we can do it.
Common Ground said, let's do it, Pastor. What we need to do?
Yeah,
sign me up. How can I volunteer?
Right
How can
on.
I help?
Right.
Yeah.
We like that. We like that. And we appreciate being a part of this as well, man. We're glad you guys.
Token talk. Yeah,
You see?
yeah, that's all right. That is all right.
I'm scared for you to listen because you might be like, ooh,
I
if
don't
you
know about these
done known
boys.
then
Oh,
what
these
you knew.
boys. Don't y'all come on Sunday. Y'all come on Wednesday. It's a Bible study. And then come on Sunday. 'Cause
Well,
y'all-
I think come on Sunday. That may impact the way you do the. That may impact episode to episode. We might get better. You know.
Yeah, just listen to us. We works in progress.
Appreciate it now.
John,
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate you coming over and talking to us,
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely, anytime.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, let's talk and talk. We'll be right back in a second. Thanks.
All right. He hit us with that pastor voice.
Yeah.
He hit him with that.
Woo! Yeah.
So much energy.
I loved it. I
Oh,
loved it.
shucks.
It was so hot out there, though.
It was so
Ooh,
hot.
wee.
It was getting hot.
But it was good.
Blazing.
It was so good. I mean, like I said, I definitely enjoyed the event. I'm looking forward to doing the one next year if they'll have us back. Taste of West Jackson was amazing. Great for the community.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yep.
The food was good. The chicken salad was up the chain. I can't even tell you who had
Rib
it. but
tips.
I don't trust chicken salad been sitting out in the sun too long, so I was like,
I got an iron stomach. I can
don't
eat
want none of that.
anything. So
Yeah, he served it pretty quick. He was scooping and skinning got pretty quick.
Yeah, I trust his food service abilities, but just a general rule.
So the point is, one of the points we want to make is, if you go to the Metro Mall, you will find some of these restaurants in there. I mean, a lot of us who frequent Fondren and all these other places, they're great. They're good, but they also have that Fondren price tag on it.
Yeah.
If you want to go a little bit out of the way from your
Jackson's
normal
is a
route,
whole city. I
Get
mean,
you a $7.95 fish plate.
You know what I'm saying?
With pan trap.
Famous.
Yeah.
Actually, here's the problem. Famous is in the mall now, but they moving to Clinton.
they are moving. It's all, I mean, but still, they need highlights. They deserve their just desserts. Can I say that?
You talk about a good steak, cheesesteak sandwich. They got a great one. There's a Big Apple Inn or a Red Apple Inn in the food court at the Metro. So don't be
I gotta
afraid.
put one down there.
Yeah.
Hit that up.
So we just want to be token talk for all of Jackson, not just a part of Jackson. You know what I mean? Representative of everyone, if we can be.
We're gonna go to South Jackson one day, and I guess go to the Kroger and get something out of there because ain't no restaurants down there.
We're gonna make we'll do a show from the Office Depot that for some reason hasn't closed yet. We're gonna make it happen.
Accounts. Yeah, bro. And today, before we leave you, we want to sing the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice
and sing.
I don't know the rest of it. I was just
something the newborn king.
Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let every sound loud as the road.
So you know it actually?
Okay. Yeah, I know it. You know why? Because I'm black, bro.
Where do you get to the part where you wade in the water?
Himself, guys. He's not declaring it.
Where's the wade in the water pot?
I heard the real Black National Anthem was Knuck If You Buck.
And where's Quavo's introduction? Quavo!
Oh, God.
Break it some.
Y'all don't want to have any fans no more, huh?
These are red bottom. I love that.
You like that?
I really do.
Hey, Talk and Talk Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us again, y'all.
Bye, folks.
Bye.